So, John, here it is. It's the official teaser trailer of the movie called simply Michael. It's obviously a biopic about Michael Jackson, and it's Jafar Jackson who's going to be playing Michael, who apparently, by all accounts, it's his nephew. It's Jermaine's
yeah.
boy. So, John, a good cast in this. This doesn't come out till 24th of April next year. But I didn't know anything about this film coming out, actually. But the fact it's made by Lionsgate Movies, I do assume they've got the music rights and everything that goes with it. So,
Stephen, we've had some phenomenal musical biopics in the last 10 years. We've had Bohemian Rhapsody, we've had Rocket Man, we've had Elvis, we've had Complete Unknown, Bob Dylan. And then going back further than that, we've had Walk the Line and The Doors one. Val Kilmer. So there's a storied history of getting these biopics when they get to this point where they're released and cast. Provided you've got the catalogue for the music and being a family member cast, they've obviously got the blessing of the estate. The music's going to be there, and the music speaks for itself, Stephen. And Michael speaks for himself as a figure. Yeah. Obviously, a really complicated guy. There's a lot of controversy followed him around. Some people have got beliefs. I don't share those beliefs personally. Just a fucking icon of music. Just changed music forever. And the collaborations he done with some of the biggest names in music as well, like Sir Paul McCartney, delivering Say, 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 The Girl Is Mine. Just brilliant, brilliant songs. The guy has got multiple decades.
His production collaboration with Quincy Jones as well, John. But just going back to Jafar Jackson, it's big shoes to fill, and we always, when we look at films like this, we always think, that's a lot of pressure for an actor to carry on, their shoulders. But especially someone like Michael Jackson, he's such elevated in terms of his profile and his character and just his legacy more than anything. And obviously his untimely death just adds that weight, that sort of mysticism about the man, and I think Jafar Jackson, I know he'll have his genes because he's related. So I don't know anything about the boy, don't know what he looks like, don't know how he can sing, don't know how he can dance, but we always say this about someone like Roy Orbison. A very unique singing, very unique person, very unique personality, and it's a very hard thing to replicate.
Yeah. So and with Michael, that's on steroids.
John, Freddie Mercury, was such a iconic figure as well.
But he's easier to replicate because he was a kind of, obviously singing voice is ridiculous, but in terms of a performance, Stephen, a speaking voice day to day, Freddie's quite easy to do. He's this sort of receive pronunciation quite well to do, sort of, darling, kind of posh English accent, kind of semi-posh, well-spoken English accent. Just about anybody from the British Isles can do that. And obviously Rami Malek's not from the British Isles, but he's done a pretty good job with it. Now, Stephen, I'm looking forward to seeing this. We've had a lot of good biopics. When they do well, they're usually contending for Academy Awards. I understand there's a couple of contenders involved this year. We've got likes of Russell Crowe and whatnot playing Hermann Goring. So it's up against it. But look, if they get it right, who knows? Michael's got some fan base even now. Man's been gone a long time now. What, 2010? He passed 2011?
2009, I think it was.
Was it 9? As far back as that? Yeah. Wow. I remember when the news broke, I was lying in my bed. Couldn't believe it. Yeah. First time a sort of iconic figure like that had passed in my lifetime that I was aware of. And it shook me. But Stephen, shall we, incidentally, any issues with copyright, you can access the reaction. It will not be visible if it's blocked or whatever, but you can click the description, get a link to our Patreon, be able to see it over there. Some of these studios have got an enormous boner for our channel at the moment, and they are blocking videos for some reason. Other channels get to have their videos up.
Carte blanche.
They can do what they fucking want. Must be the face. Must be the face. With that out of the way, Stephen, shall we press play though in a 3, and a 2, and a 1? Play.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this. The tracks are made, the songs are ready. Let's take it from the top.
Yeah.
This is your story. Honor your past.
So you wanna be starting soon?
And embrace
wow.
the future.
Okay, was that him?
That's
my
what people want.
Lord.
Oh my god, that's so cool, isn't it? I had Billie Jean in my head at the start.
I like how they chills here, man. Chills.
Got the moves.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
Oh, there's a moonwalk. Oh, that is fucking what a shot that was, by the way.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Stephen, I had
Fantastic.
Billie Jean in my head when you done the intro. I was kind of grooving to it in my head. It's just, that is, for me, one of the greatest songs ever released. I don't think that's up for debate. But there's been a lot of great songs, but just the intro, where the little synth thing comes in, his vocals, and the performer, Stephen. Jafar's doing a brilliant job of capturing the human being, it looks like, in the personal side, but he's certainly got the moves and he's capturing the performative side of Michael.
That's
the
the key.
stagecraft, the presence he had.
Yeah. John, that's the key. You mentioned it there. The personality behind the icon. And that's the most important thing, and especially when you're performing as, such a well-known person. You don't want to do a caricature. The fact that it's someone within the family who will obviously have prior knowledge of how normal someone can be outside the fame, and it's all about that. We saw it in A Complete Unknown, John. I thought Timothy Chalamet did a good job performing as Bob Dylan. He didn't do that over-the-top Bob Dylan thing.
No.
Same with the Elton John one as well. It was, you've got to do your own take. I get that, but John, I think in terms of that, it's humanising. That's what you're getting from that. Okay, we're getting obviously studio clips. We're getting that iconic shot. That looks like Wembley or something like that, John.
Look, it is
That
Wembley.
Wembley?
Yep. Look at that shot, Stephen.
Yeah.
Look at the lighting. Look at the get-up. Look at the movement. That is absolutely ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
That is Wembley. It's the old Wembley. That's
it's
incredible, man. That was the shot of the entire trailer for me.
They obviously recreated the old Wembley and Bohemian Rhapsody as well for the Live Aid stuff on. So, just the things that it can do now is take you back in time, and you've seen that and that. John, that was only a minute, just over a minute long, that teaser. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I think anyone who's a Michael Jackson fan is going to see us anyway. Anyone who knows who Michael Jackson is and sees this trailer is going to see this. I get chills. Just the music, the visuals, just the way it was edited as well, very slick.
Oh, Stephen, it looks really good. And like it says, I've got the music, which is so important.
Yeah.
For these kind of things, we had a David Bowie one, or Bowie, as some people like to call him. It's Bowie.
Yeah.
I know he said Bowie, but he was wrong. It's Bowie.
Wrong, Dave.
You were wrong about your own name, David. But it didn't have the music. It didn't have the blessing of the estate. It's going to fail. You can't have a movie about someone's or a biography of their life and their career and it being so steeped in music and not have their music. It's dead in the water. It's fucking dead in the water. Immediately done. So they've got the water, they've got the music here. And obviously he has got the lightness down. Oh, there's some stuff going on with the voice. I think they're doing a little bit of tinkering because he's got a really unique voice, speaking voice, really soft and almost childlike. So there's no way that he speaks like that too far in real life. So, but it looks really good, Steve. And Antoine Fuqua, I can never say his name right. That's a strange choice as a director, because when I think of him, I think of more action-heavy things. He'd done like The Equalizer, The Magnificent Seven, Training Day. Not really seen that guy doing that kind of film before. So, it's going to be interesting. I suppose he has done a couple of ones like Southpaw and whatnot, which are a little bit different. Bullet Train was fucking really good. Was that him? That was Leach. That was Leach. He was involved in some capacity producing. That was David Leach. But no, it looks good. I'm on board for it. I love a good biopic.
Yeah,
love a good music biopic. It's
Michael
important,
Jackson,
Stephen, for Michael as well, because he's been gone for 16 years now. His legacy speaks for itself, but for younger people...
His legacy, isn't just a 10-year wonder. It's a lifetime wonder.
Yeah.
As a child performer, right through to his was it his late 40s, early 50s he passed away?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's you're talking maybe about 4 decades of work there and performing. I'm just wondering if they're going to maybe pick a time period, or they're going to have flashbacks to the Jackson 5 and sort of structure
it looked
it away.
like we've seen them round the table.
Yeah.
Maybe flashbacks, but I think it's going to probably focus more on his breakout.
70s, 80s.
That era. They can't do everything. And I think they'd want to stay clear of the sort of more controversial times in the early 2000s, late 90s, when there was a lot of allegations. By the way, he went to court and they were all thrown out. But people like to forget about that because people are tried by press now. And regardless of what a court says, they're guilty in some people's minds.
So with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, exactly. Like I says, I don't buy into it. I just think the guy had a deeply troubled upbringing. He was almost childlike right into his later years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I need to say on that. I don't agree with the nonsense that came out in later years. And regardless, Stephen, you can't remove the brilliance that he brought in terms of a musician, an artist. I've seen clips of the guy working methodically on all the parts of the songs. He was just a genius. He had it memorised internally what the song was going to sound like, and he was great at sort of relaying that to other artists and musicians round about him. So really looking forward to seeing this. It looks as though it's been authentically put together. The fact it's a family member, his own nephew, performing as him, I wish it all the best. I hope it's a success, commercially and critically. But what do you guys think? What's your thoughts on the trailer? Thoughts on the film? Thoughts on Jafar? Thoughts on Michael? On our reaction, share them down below in the comment section. That's a place to put your thoughts. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications, and until the next time, all that's left to be said, thank you for watching this, and until the next time.